And I knew Gervonta was going to come for him, and sure enough, that's what he did. Walked right towards him from round one on. But, you know, I remember what he said, and it really, really struck me. Gervonta's a smart dude, bro, and he said you really, really should have waited.
What does the rematch look like between Lamont and Gervonta, you think?
I like Lamont in the rematch.
Yeah. You were one of the few that kind of picked Lamont to begin with. Why was that?
I sparred with Lamont. I knew that he was a good fighter.
I think he shocked the world again. But the only thing different this time is Tank will come with a different attitude, different personality, different motivation. And I think Roach will do good again, but I think Tank will be more dominant.
During a special segment,
PN's First Take, Stephen A. Smith confirmed that the highly anticipated rematch between Gervonta Tank Davis and Lamont Roach is officially set for July 2025. The announcement puts months of speculation to rest and ignites fresh anticipation for what is shaping up to be one of the most eagerly awaited fights of the year. Gervonta Davis and Lamont Roach first clashed in a blockbuster matchup on March 1st, 2025, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York. The bout ended in a majority draw, a result that left the boxing community divided and clamoring for a definitive sequel. Davis, the WBA lightweight champion, entered the fight as the heavy favorite with his trademark knockout power. But Roach rose to the occasion and delivered a masterful performance that stunned many spectators. Over 12 grueling rounds, Roach showcased technical precision, elusive footwork, and counter-punching brilliance that neutralized much of Davis's usual explosiveness. The scorecards reflected the razor-thin margins. One judge scored it in favor of Davis, while the other two called it a draw. Social media erupted in the aftermath, with heated debates on whether Roach had done enough to secure the upset victory, or whether Davis had edged it based on aggression and power shots. Stephen A. Smith, who has often covered Davis's meteoric rise and has been vocal about his admiration for Roach's resilience, wasted no time delivering the scoop. "I'm telling y'all right now it's locked in," Smith declared, sending shockwaves through both boxing circles and mainstream sports media.
Distribution.
He went on to say that sources close to both camps have confirmed that all major contractual points are finalized, including venue arrangements, purse splits, and pay-per-view distribution.
Absolutely positively right.
You don't have enough experience.
And so now here we are.
You really should have waited and took your time before you came to
this dude like junior lightweight?
And he was absolutely right.
No.
So now, here we are, with him fighting this guy, Roach, and I'm like, isn't this dude a junior lightweight, a super featherweight moving up to lightweight? There's no ceiling to that, and that bothers me. While official promotional materials are still pending, insiders suggest that the rematch will headline a stacked summer fight card at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Both fighters are said to have already entered training camp, with Davis working out at his longtime base in Baltimore under the guidance of veteran coach Calvin Ford, and Roach sharpening his skills in Washington, D.C. under the tutelage of Lamont Roach Jr. The storyline couldn't be richer. Davis, the undefeated knockout artist known for his explosive power and flashy style, against Roach, the cerebral tactician with a chip on his shoulder, determined to leave no doubts this time around. Beyond the fighters themselves, this rematch carries massive implications for the lightweight division and the future of boxing's star power. Gervonta Davis, already a proven pay-per-view draw with a fan base that stretches from hardcore fight fans to mainstream pop culture enthusiasts, is eyeing this rematch as a stepping stone toward mega fights against other division elites such as Shakur Stevenson, Devin Haney, and even a potential move to 140 lobbies to face Teofimo Lopez. A dominant win over Roach would further cement his position at the top of the lightweight hierarchy. On the other hand, Lamont Roach sees this fight as more than just a rematch. It's a shot at redemption, legacy, and securing generational wealth. Roach's confidence has been sky-high ever since his valiant performance in Brooklyn. In interviews following the initial bout, he openly criticized the judging and vowed to leave no doubt the second time around. "I respect Tank. He's a great fighter, but the world saw what happened this time. I'm not letting it go to the judges. I'm going to make sure the belts come home with me, Roach stated in March 2025, when talks of the rematch first intensified. Early betting lines, which surfaced almost immediately after Smith's announcement, favor Davis slightly, opening at 200 for Tank and 170 for Roach. Analysts are already debating potential tactical adjustments from both fighters. Some believe Davis, who struggled at times with Roach's jab and lateral movement, will look to cut off the ring more aggressively and apply relentless pressure from the opening bell. Others argue that Roach will double down on his counterpunching game, using angles and volume punching to frustrate Davis and neutralize his power shots. Adding to the drama, Stephen A. Smith hinted that the undercard could feature other marquee matchups, possibly including rising star Keyshawn Davis and the return of Isaac Cruz, ensuring a night packed with action for boxing enthusiasts. Smith, known for his deep Rolodex of industry contacts, suggested that promotional giants PBC and Showtime Sports are spearheading negotiations to make this a massive pay-per-view event, rivaling some of the biggest summer cards of the past decade. And the reason why that bothers me is because Gervonta is too great and too skilled to be fighting guys smaller than him. Gervonta Davis can knock out welterweights. He probably could knock out a couple of middleweights. In the immediate aftermath of the announcement, both Davis and Roach took to social media to stoke the fire. Davis posted a cryptic Instagram story featuring a photo of his last punch landing on Roach with the caption, "Part 2, I'm closing the show this time." Roach, never one to shy away from a verbal jab, fired back on Twitter with a short and pointed message. Summer 2025, justice served. Fans wasted no time flooding Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube comment sections, debating fight predictions, analyzing highlights from their first bout, and speculating about each fighter's training camps. Prominent boxing analysts like Andre Ward and Timothy Bradley have already weighed in, with Ward calling the rematch a pure stylistic chess match with fireworks guaranteed, and Bradley labeling it Roach's career-defining moment. As anticipation builds, the boxing world turns its eyes toward late summer 2025, where two elite fighters will once again step into the squared circle, both carrying the weight of unfinished business and sky-high expectations. Thanks to Stephen A. Smith's timely revelation, the countdown to one of the sport's most compelling rematches officially begins. Few anticipated that Roach would hold his own against Davis that night in the ring. Yet, not only did Roach go toe-to-toe with the unbeaten champion, but there's also a strong case to be made that he was deserving of the victory. Davis was knocked to a knee in the 9th round, though referee Steve Willis failed to call it a knockdown, a mistake that could have altered the fight's outcome. Had the knee been ruled a knockdown, Roach would have clinched the win over Davis, marking the first loss of Davis's professional career. However, the botched call only heightened the anticipation for their rematch, which at one point was slated for June 21st in Las Vegas. As the June 21st date draws nearer, the absence of any official announcement regarding the rematch has left fans questioning whether it will actually happen within that expected window. In an article published on April 22nd, boxing insider Dan Rafael shared a crucial update on the rumored June 21st date for the Davis vs. Roach rematch. He clarified that while the fight was initially scheduled for that day, it's now clear that it won't be happening on June 21st. Ongoing discussions have indicated that the event won't take place as originally planned. A revealing piece by Keith Idec
and
in
Ring Magazine on April 29th subtly pointed to Gervonta Davis as the key factor behind the delay. Idec reported that T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas has been exclusively booked for the highly anticipated Davis vs. Roach rematch on June 21st. Both teams are now eagerly awaiting a social media announcement from Tank to confirm the date and venue for the showdown. However, Idec revealed that after a month of anticipation following Davis's initial announcement, the WBA lightweight champion ultimately reconsidered his decision. He expressed the need for more time to properly prepare for his upcoming rematch with Roach. This shift in focus disrupted the plan for the June 21st date, leading to a rescheduled rematch later in the summer. It's no surprise that Davis had the upper hand in setting the rematch date, given his star status. However, his request for additional time to prepare for Roach signals his dedication to approaching this second fight with the utmost seriousness. During a conversation with All the Smoke fight, Lamont Roach Jr. revealed that when he was first considered as a potential challenger for Gervonta Davis, he was already confident in his ability to defeat him. So when we really started talking business, that's when we started weighing our options for real. I had something on the table, Lamont commented. Roach Jr. makes it very clear before fans began to speculate that he fought Gervonta just for financial gain. For those who think I accept this fight for money, it was not like that because I actually had a higher offer than the fight against Davis, were his words that surprised more than one. Why did you accept Tank in this instance? First of all, it's a mess. But second, look at what they're going to do. Look at how they consider it now. The most dangerous fighters are some of the most dangerous in the world, Lamont said in the interview. To some extent, he's absolutely right. Winning would have cemented his place among the elite in boxing. Such opportunities don't come around often, and it seems he made a shrewd choice. He came incredibly close to securing the win, and in doing so, earned the admiration of boxing experts across the board. After spending 36 minutes in the ring with Davis, Roach has a clear understanding of the formidable power his opponent wields. Speaking candidly to Andre Ward, he shared his first-hand experience, offering an unvarnished account of what it felt like to face that level of intensity in the ring, as detailed on the All the Smoke Fight podcast. He said, "When he actually hit me clean, I was like, all right, if that happens again, is it going to be like this? Let's test this out again. Not to get hit, but let's see what we're working with." I hit him with a clean body shot, and he was like, "I thought you hit harder than that." I was like, "I thought you hit harder than that? You're a knockout artist." I went back to my corner and said, "I got him." Davis is often hailed as